Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making a bow slash swag for a wreath. So let's get started. Now I made one of these before and I had so much fun, and so when I went to Dollar Tree, these colors really popped out at me. I knew I wanted to use the burlap ribbon, which is the 9-foot ribbon. So I knew I wanted to use that color. But then when I saw these flowers that they had at Dollar Tree, it's like a purplish, bluish, greenish kind of feel to it. And so I thought that went really well with this. Then I saw these green flowers. Let's see, these are hydrangeas. And then I saw these daisies, and they're really small. So I thought that would be nice to layer a swag with. And then I also saw these purple berries. So we're going to try to pull together something that will look really pretty on a wreath. So that's what I have in mind for this, is an upcoming wreath in these colors. You're also going to need some floral wire, some wire cutters, and some scissors, and a couple of pipe cleaners. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to use all of these, but we'll see. Okay, so right now I've got, let's see, I've got 2 bouquets of these, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bouquets of this, and 1 bouquet of the berries. So I may not need all of them, but it's always good to have a little bit more, and I can always use them in another project. I'm going to work with the flowers first before I start on the bow. And you just have to decide how big you want this to be. I don't like this bottom stem here, although let's see, if I wanted to, I could just start my swag like this, just like that, as long as those stems are hiding. So you're actually placing everything together, and then you want to kind of move your leaves up, whether you want them to be all the way up like that or you want them to kind of layer. Just move them down a little bit, and then you want to just position them in a way where they look even on both sides. So whatever's on one side, you want to balance it also on the other side as well. Now also, when you're buying these flowers at Dollar Tree, just make sure that none of these have come off, because I've actually picked up some of them, and then when I got home, I realized some of the flowers were missing from the stems. So just a helpful hint. Okay, so also before we put these together, you can actually, once you have it together, you can actually readjust these, because these can bend. So you can bend them however you want to form your swag also. Okay, so say we want to put it like this. I'm just going to cut off this bottom piece because it's just a little bit too long. And if I need to go shorter, I can. So I'm just going to start with that first. Okay, so, and if I want to go shorter, I can, so no worries there. You see how I'm lining them up side by side, so nothing's really sticking out, and that's not really going to show. And if you want to push it in, if you want it to be shorter, you just push it in further. But I am going to have this out a little bit more. Let's see. Maybe make it a little bit shorter. And if you don't want this many flowers on it, you don't have to have that many. But I kind of like that. So it gives me a chance to just kind of lay it down and see what it looks like. Okay. So I'm not going to wire these together yet. I'm just going to kind of see how they look first. And so now with this, I can just layer it right here. Or I can just put it up just a little bit so it's kind of laying on top of my hydrangeas like that. I can do less, just adding a few in there, or I can do the whole thing like that. So let me just see what it looks like before I start cutting it. So if I'm balancing it on one side, I want it to be balanced on the other side as well. Let's see. So right now that's what it looks like. So you're basically working in layers. You got the top portion in blue here, and you have the green kind of overlapping, which looks really pretty. And I don't need all of these. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, 1, 2, 3 of these stems maybe. And then if I want, I can add more in. So I'm just going to cut this all the way down at the bottom here. I'm just going to place them right here for now. Okay, and I got 2 more on here. So remember, whatever I put on one side, I'm balancing it on the other side. Okay, I can do it like that. And I'm still trying to leave space because I'm going to put my bow right there in the middle. Okay, get 1 more of those. And I think as I get more comfortable with making these, you can only get better. So practice, practice. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You get 1 more off of here. And if you want to leave the leaves on, you can, or you can just take them off. It's up to you. So I haven't even started assembling this yet. I'm just kind of seeing how it goes first before I start. And look how pretty that looks already. See that? And these are fairly easy to make. You just got to wire everything together. And so you want those smaller flowers sitting on top of the larger flowers. So this is what we've got so far. So now if I wanted to take some of these leaves off, I can. I'm just going to remove a few of these. Okay, so we have 3 on this side, 3 on that side, and I'm using the whole bouquets of the hydrangeas on each side. Okay, so this is what we have so far on both sides, and we still have space to put our bow in here. Now we've also got these. So I really like the way this shimmery leaf looks. Has a little sparkle to it. So I'm going to just push those up. And I'm going to put 1 in here and 1 on that other side. I just absolutely fell in love with these colors. And remember, I'm still layering it. Just like that. And on the other side. Okay, still leaving room for my ribbon. Okay, and so this is what it looks like so far on both sides. Just adding that little bit of purple, sparkly purple, really ties everything in with this because this has purple in it also. Okay, so now I'm going to use my floral wire and I'm going to gather everything together just the way I have it, and I'm going to just twine everything around, trying to keep it all in order too. So let's see. I'm going to just gather this. And then I'm just going to, just got to make sure you have that in place. And I think if you want, you can use pipe cleaners to do this with. I just like working with this wire, but you can use pipe cleaners. Okay, so I'm just going to wind this around and pull it in. And you just want to make sure that all this stays in place while you're doing this. So this is probably the most challenging part, but once you got this part done, you are good to go. And if you want, you can add a little bit of glue in there to kind of have it hold together a little bit. You can kind of glue it, just put some glue underneath. So I do have my glue gun fired up and ready to go. And that will help with any kind of shifting also. Okay. So I'm just going up and around here. And so I'm going to go up this way, and then I'm going to go back and forth a little bit. Because this is a lot more flowers. If you don't use as many flowers, then you don't really need as much wire to wrap around here. This is going to make it really secure, because you don't want any of this coming apart while it's on your wreath. Okay. And so you probably don't need to use this much wire. Yep, and that's pretty secure. So now all I have to do now is kind of readjust everything a little bit. And once I get my bow on here, once I get that made and it's all ready to go, I can readjust, because remember, these are just wires, so you can actually fluff them up, make them come out, or whatever you want to do to make it look more vibrant. So right now this is what we have on both sides, and everything looks pretty well balanced. I'll probably go back out and just kind of shape these up a little bit. But a lot of the other swag that I did, a lot of you were saying you can just kind of use it as a decoration the way it is. You don't even have to add it to a wreath. So that's just another idea. Okay, so now it's time to work with our bow. I'll just show you what that other side looks like. And so I'm just keeping this close by because I want to make sure that my bow fits in between this area right here. I don't really want to cover up too much. So it's up to you how much you want to space this apart. So now I have to just decide what kind of bow that I want. I'm just going to let that fall to the ground. And so either I can, if I want to put something in the middle of this, like maybe tie in some of the flowers into the middle, I can do that. I could even cut away some of this and still use it in my bow. So we'll see. So I'm going to just kind of wind this around here. And I'm just pulling this over because I want to see that I've got enough room in between there. And that's going to look so pretty. All the colors really tie in together. So I have several bow tutorials. I will put a few of those in the description box. I like to do different styles of bow, and I like the fact that this is a burlap bow with the wire in it. So I'm just going to start by making some loops here. And I want to leave a little bit, let's actually go to the back here. I want to leave a little bit here so that I can twist it and tie it together. So I'm going to leave that in the back for now. And this is going to be really simple. And many of you have said that these bow tutorials have been very helpful for you, so I'm really happy about that. Because I know with bows, it can be a struggle. So I'm just pinching, and you just have to decide how many of these you want to make on here. It's up to you. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is just going to leave this like this for now. 5 on each side. I am going to use one of these pipe cleaners. Let's see, maybe use the green also. Okay, and I'm gonna, this is the back part of my bow. This side right here is the back. So all I'm gonna do is take my pipe cleaner and I've got 2 even ends here. I'm going to start twisting. I'm twisting the bow so it's nice and tight. Okay, and this is going to help me attach it to this. Okay, so I've got a little bit left on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and fluff this up a little bit. I just want to see what it looks like once I fluff it out. So I'm still holding it in the middle and just fluffing it. And if you're new to bow making, start with the wired ribbon first. It's just easier and it keeps the shape for you rather than you having to be a little bit more challenged with this. Okay, and we can go back and work on this. So here's my middle piece right here. And so I'm going to just go ahead and cut this piece off for right now. And now it's time to attach this to our swag. Okay, so now we're just going to take our swag and we're going to take our bow and just going to fluff it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to just take this and all I'm doing is taking the chenille stem. It's already attached. And I'm just wrapping it around basically and twisting. I'm just going to twist it so it's secure. And now, so if you wanted to attach this to a wreath, You can use another chenille stem, run it through the back, no one's going to see it, and then attach part of it onto the wreath, and then put another one on the other side as well and attach it to the wreath. And so now I'm just going to go back and straighten this up a little bit. And just kind of fluff it up. Now if you want this to lay flatter, your bow, say you want your bow to lay a little bit flatter, you can just flatten these out just a little bit, pull it out this way, like that. And then you can take maybe something from one of the ends here and then just hot glue it right in the middle there, and then really like tie in those colors. So there's just so much you can do with this. That's just another thing. But if you want to like have it really fluffy, just fluff it out like this. Straighten everything up to make it look really nice. That's my center right there. So if you want to add a flower in, I think I'll show you how to do that. Let's see, just straighten this up a little bit more. Everything looks nice and even on both sides. If you want, you can put a little bit of hot glue on the back of the ribbon and just press it down on there if you want, but you don't have to do that. So what I'm going to do now is take one of these flowers and just show you, just adding a little bit of hot glue in there, because this is very light. So it's going to adhere to this, to the burlap ribbon really well. So I'm just pushing it right in the center here. And then you can put another one in there. If you want, you can add a few of these to it also in the middle. Let's see what that looks like. I just like to give you options of what you can do. So let me just see. Just cut a stem of that off. And then you can add that in there. Look how pretty that looks. So guess what? I'm going to add it in there. So all those little things you have, little embellishments, especially from the flowers, some things you might not use, you could always add them into a swag or a bow. And look how pretty that is. Go back and straighten it up. And so now you have a lovely addition to your wreath, and this is going to look so fancy. And another thing you can do is, remember I was saying that you can bend some of these up. If it looks too flat for you, just give it more dimension by bending a lot of these up. Just like that. Bend these up too. It just gives a little bit more dimension on there. This is pretty secure. And look how pretty those flowers just really blend in. And it's on there really well. And so you can still keep bending it up if you want, just showing you what's possible. And so you have everything on the back. This is what the back looks like. So you can see it's nice and neat. And you just want all your flowers to be facing that up in the up area on the front there so they can see them real pretty. Okay, so that's it for our swag. I hope this helped you. I will be doing more swag ideas in the future. Let me know what you think about this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And so I can't wait to get that wreath tutorial done. I just have to go and look for some matching ribbon to make that. So I hope this inspired you. I will post pictures at the end as usual. Don't forget to like this video and also comment below. Bye.